We're going to take a look at some functional range conditioning controlled articulate rotations for our morning routine. This is going to be done in a kneeling position. So kneeling, glutes are tight, ribs are down, we're creating fist, 50% tension in the body, so we're just contracting a little bit. We start with the cervical spine, chin comes to the chest, so we're in flexion. Look over the left shoulder, we tilt, and we take it into extension, up and over, nice big circle. Look over the right shoulder, tilt, back to flexion. The reverse, look over the right shoulder, tilt, into extension, over left shoulder, tilt, back into flexion. One more time each direction. So the chin is coming all the way up, looking over the shoulder, tilting, into extension, big circle with the chin, over the right shoulder. We're making sure we're tilting, back to flexion, reverse, chin over the right shoulder, tilt, up and over into extension, left shoulder, tilt, back into flexion. Hands come across the chest, we're keeping the tension in the body, we move into the thoracic spine. So glutes stay tight, the hips stay square, we rotate, tilt, lifting the chest up, extension to the thoracic spine, tilt, back to flexion. We reverse, rotate, tilt, tilt, back to flexion. One more each direction. Rotate first, tilt, arching to thoracic, tilt, back to flexion, rotate, tilt, tilt, back into flexion. We move on to the scapula now, so the hands are going to be out roughly 45 degrees. We're in protraction, so we're spreading the shoulder blades as much as we can. Elevate, retract, depress, retract. Elevate, retract, depress, retract. One more time. Elevate, retract, depress, retract. We reverse, so retract, elevate, retract, depress, retract, elevate, retract, depress. One more time. Retract, elevate, retract, depress. We start on the left hand, so right hand fist is down. We're going to do glenohumeral joint. So butt is tight, rib cage stays down. We lift the hand up into flexion, or the arm into flexion. We go as far as you possibly can. When you reach that wall, we start to rotate from the shoulder, internally rotating, bringing the arm all the way down. In the bottom position, the knuckles will face in, the palm is out. We reach back into extension, and then we start to externally rotate. We bring the arm back up over the top. It's one. Come back, as much flexion as you can, rib cage down, rotate all the way down to the bottom position, reverse, extension, rotate, up and over. We switch sides, fist to the left hand, butt tight, rib down, come up, reaching as far into flexion as we can, rotating through the shoulder, the elbow stays locked, all the way down, knuckles facing in, reverse, extension, up and over, don't twist through the shoulders, all the way back, one more time, reaching up, rotation through the shoulder, all the way down, reverse, rotation through the shoulder, back to the starting position. We're going to work on the elbows next, so we're starting in a supinated grip as much as you can, turning the palms up, making sure we're not rotating the elbows to face out. Butt is tight, rib is down. Imagine the air is 50% heavier. We come all the way up into the flexion. We rotate through the hands, through the elbows, and we push back down. Get to the bottom, full extension, rotate, supinated grip again, pushing the air up, all the way up as far as you can. Rotate, push the air back down. Now we're going to stay in the pronated grip. Again, pulling up now. Back of the hands pulling up, we get to the top, we rotate, back of the hands pushing down, all the way down, we rotate, back of the hands pushing up, all the way to the top, rotate, back of the hands pushing down, this position. We're now going to move into the wrists. We're going to make fists today, so making fists, we bring the pinky finger in as far as we can, we try to take the wrist into extension, we pull the thumb out as far as we can, we come back up into flexion. Pinky finger in, extension, thumb goes out, back up into flexion, reverse, thumb out, extension. extension, pinky finger in, flexion, thumb out, extension, pinky finger in, back into flexion again. We're now going to move to the hip. We're going to do this as a sideline. So come down on the side. Okay, again, trying to create tension, push into the ground with the hand. Try your best to keep the hips stacked and not let the hips rotate. We bring the knee up, so hip flexion as high as we possibly can. We abduct, and in this position, I'm going to rotate, try and bring the heel towards the head. Take the hip into extension, back down, and then we bring the knees back together. Don't arch the back. We take the hip into extension. We lift the knee and the ankle up, and then we rotate back up into flexion, back down again, feet together. Flexion, abduction, rotation, extension, back together, extension, abduction, rotate, back into flexion, back down again. We switch sides. Same again, create that tension, hips are stacked. We come into flexion, abduction, rotation, heel towards the head, knee goes behind the body, hip extension, back together, extension, abduction, rotate, flexion, back down. We repeat, all the way up, abduct, rotate, extension, back together, extension, abduction, rotation, flexion, back down. Move into a seated position. We'll start with the right leg. So right leg's forward, the right hand goes under this position, grabs hold of the left bicep, the left hand comes and sits on top of the knee. We're after the rotation in the knee, so the whole tibia is rotating here. So we're going to start externally in this position. We come up, we don't go to full extension. If you've got the mobility, don't lock the knee. Internal, back down, external, up, internal, down, external, up, internal, down. We reverse, so it's internal, up, external, down, internal, up, external, down, internal, up, external, down. We switch sides, so left leg, the left arm goes under, grabs hold of the right bicep, right hand sits on top of the knee. You think about the external first, up, internal, down, external, up, internal, down, external, up, internal, down. Okay, sorry, I missed the internal. So we start internal, up, external, down, internal, up, external, down, internal, up, external, down. Cool. Okay, same position again. This time we're just going to place the fingers on the tibia here. We don't want it to move now, so we're just using this as a little bit of a feel so we know that it's not moving. We're going to do circles with the ankle. So all the way around. 1, 2, we reverse. Version, 1. Version 2. We switch sides. And here, start at the top. 1, big a circle as you can. 2, reverse. 1, 2. Okay, we're going to work on our intrinsic toe work. We're going to do this in a half kneeling position. The further forward I take the knee, the harder this is. The further back I sit, the easier this becomes. So what I want to try to do is when I try to be in this position, all the toes are down. Can we just pick up the big toe, put the big toe down, just pick up the big toe, put the big toe down, big toe down. Big toe stays down, pick up all 4, back down, big toe stays down, pick up all 4, back down, big toe stays down, all 4, back down. All 5 up, just the big toe down, back up, just the big toe down, back up, just the big toe down. Then we start to spread the fingers, pinky, next toe, next toe, next toe, big toe, all back up, pinky toe, next toe. We're pianoing the fingers down, back up, 1, 2, 3, 4, sweet. Switch sides, all toes down, just the big toe up, back down, just the big toe up, back down, big toe up, back down, big toe stays down, all 4, 2, 3, all up, just the big toe down, just the big toe down, just the big toe down, little toe, piano key them down, 1, 2, 3. and then we're done. We've run through all of our joints. That's the controlled articulate rotations, pretty much in a kneeling or side lying position.